I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
All right, there you go. It is time for Happy Hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigars, spirits, and a little bit of fun for everybody.
The stories that go along with it.
Yeah.
I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt Fox.
This is one of the best rehearsals we've ever had.
Best rehearsal ever.
Oh,
welcome.
And
welcome.
it's a. See what I was trying to do?
Yeah,
I was trying to be witty and say
witty?
It's a podcast for everyone.
It is. It
really
really
is,
is.
and it's because it says it right on the poster there.
There's not even an H in there.
It's on the poster.
It really is.
It says it's a podcast for everyone because it's a little misnomer that you say it's the Man Cave Happy Hour, and it's men.
No, not in my man cave. No, never.
So we have lovely friends. Talk bourbon to me. We got Beth. Talk bourbon to me. We got our bourbons and blondes friends.
Elena
and Abby.
Yeah.
And we made a new friend this week, Matthew.
We did.
We did.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too because what's your go-to cocktail at home?
Usually an old fashioned and or Manhattan.
Right.
That is usually my go-tos.
And I'm usually the same. Depending on the mood and how mad manny I'm feeling.
Right. Well, the best New York sour. That's a pretty good go-to with the little wine top there.
That's I try to do that one in the summertime. Yeah. But I garnish both my Manhattan and my old fashioned with
maraschino cherries
with the Luxardo.
I know that because those are the best cherries. I have a jar of them myself. I've had a jar in my refrigerator forever.
Yeah, and
they're so yummy.
And the thing is, and so you got because they're just so delicious, and then they marinate in the cocktail, and then you get that little just at the end when you get to have the cherry.
Yeah.
But the syrup is part of the magic
Correct.
too. And I'm like, you got this whole jar of syrup. All these cherries are gone. You still got this it's a quarter, half, third of a jar of the syrup.
Right.
And I go, I know there's got to be cocktails that go along with it. So I was looking them up.
Wow. Okay. I never thought about this.
What, Google? You never thought about?
I never thought Googling. No.
I'm going to make a mint on this idea.
All right,
you could search something on the internet. And
you go,
it.
Boy. Yeah.
I'd say we'll be rich beyond our wildest.
But before you go down that road, one of my favorite parts of the Luxardo Cherry is when you finish your drink and you still have a little bit of ice in the bottom of your drink, and then you take your two fingers and you start to fish for that Luxardo Cherry. Because I typically will do two in a drink, but I start to fish for that cherry, and then when you pop it in your mouth, it's kind of hard. And then you bite into it. Oh boy, it's just a treat. It's a treat.
I bought these little swords. I brought them with me, little maraschino sherry swords.
Oh, did you?
So you don't have to.
See, I don't put my fingers in the syrup.
Fair play.
I'm talking about after you finish the drink itself. But that's when I start to fish around.
Yeah. So, but I looked up. I looked up some cocktails, and I found a few, and there's one on a flavor journal. I'm 99% sure that is the name of it. And our new friend, as we alluded to, Sara from A Flavor Journal. Sara, welcome to the Man Cave.
Hi, Sara.
Thank you. Hi. Nice to meet you both.
Hey, so we are super excited to have you with us because I was doing my searches and I found an array of cocktails. And I found one, and I'm saying right, it's A Flavor Journal?
Yes. Yep. You nailed it.
Okay. So I found a really cool recipe on A Flavor Journal, and we're going to get to your recipe, and we're going to make it. I got the fixins.
He brought everything.
We
with
are here. Check this out. We have an array here. I'm ready to rock it. You even said the long spoon. I got the long spoon, baby.
This is perfect. I wish I was there actually.
So,
well, you're in Kansas, correct?
Yeah, Kansas City.
How long have you lived in Kansas?
Off and on for about 10 years now.
Oh, fair enough. Where did you grow up then?
I am from the state of Kansas originally in southeast Kansas, but then went to KU in Lawrence and then moved over to the Kansas City, Missouri side right after that, about 10 years ago.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Our friends, Bourbon and Blondes, they reside down in St. Louis themselves.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll have to make some connections there for you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, they are. They're
a hoot.
A party duo.
They are.
They're part of their deal is party planning, and so they are. They do it up well. But yeah, like I said, I was looking up the cocktail recipes, and I came across some. And Luxardo, besides just the cherries, they have a line of syrups and sherries and a gin, I believe.
They've got a sherry gin. They got a London dry gin as well. They've got a lot going on.
So most of the recipes that I was coming across, and I don't know if you found the same, Sarah, or how you found your way to the Man of War. The spoiler alert. Here we go. That's the cocktail sheet.
Man of War.
Man of War.
Man of War.
Yeah, it's and it's perfect for the man cave. And our cross contamination with animal talk. It's all and the city of champions. It's all it's very synergistic. I've used that word too many times in the last 2 days.
4 times in the past 45 minutes. Yes.
But most of the recipes I've found are with the liqueurs and not necessarily just the syrup. Sarah, did you search out Luxardo or did you just happen across the recipe?
So the Luxardo part of this recipe actually was something that we just kind of. My fiance also gets credit for this because we just kind of came up with that part of it. The Man of War originally just has simple syrup in it.
Oh, fair play. Oh. All right. Well, good on you, mate.
Garnished with the cherry.
All right. So I like your variation, and we're gonna make, like I said, we got all the fixings. We're gonna build it with you in just a little bit. But like, there's one that I found because I'm a girl drink drunk, Sarah.
Put an umbrella in it, and you're done.
I'm a happy guy, man. I like my bourbon on the neat. I like it on the rocks. I'll do it straight up. I'll drink things that just will scare people. But then I like something with a pretty little umbrella in it too. So
when Jamie walks into the place with the Cosmo in one hand,
I am Sex in the City. But what I found, and is very much along those lines, was a pink cherry blossom maraschino liqueur cocktail, and it's it has this pink gin.
Repeat that.
It's the pink cherry blossom maraschino liqueur cocktail.
Really?
Yep. So it's a pretty cherry blossom cocktail made with Luxardo maraschino liqueur, Gin Lane Victoria pink gin.
Really?
So it's this pink gin. So it's this pretty little pink cocktail, but it sounds like it tastes great. So it's citrusy with a hint of cherry, and it's cool because it's garnished with the Luxardo cherry on a spear, but at the tip of the spear are 3 little cherry blossoms.
Huh.
So it's sweet.
That's got to smell incredible as you're taking a sip.
So, but that's gin, and like I said, most of the recipes I was finding was coming through with the liqueurs, and I was like, well, that's not what I'm after. I need to. I'm partying with the syrup here. Because I finished off. The thing was, I finished off. A jar of cherries, and I'm like, I don't want to throw this syrup away. I know I'm going to make some cocktails with it. But just so this pink gin cocktail, it's 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of the Luxardo maraschino liqueur, a half ounce of fresh lime juice, rose water, just a spritz, and then garnished with another Luxardo. So that's the pink cherry blossom maraschino liqueur.
That sounds like a very summery drink.
That is. Now another one I found. Now this one does do the juice, and it's a nice one. It's the cherry sour, and I want to make this one too, but I forgot.
Sarah, have you heard of the cherry sour?
I have not heard of the cherry sour.
So the cherry sour. This is coming off of home cocktail craft blog. So it's 2 ounces of whiskey, a half ounce of the maraschino liqueur. Lemon juice, 3/4 ounce lemon juice, a half ounce of simple syrup, and then 1 bar spoon of the Luxardo syrup, and then a Luxardo cherry. So it has both the liqueur and the syrup in it.
Huh. Interesting.
So yeah. So this one, and it's supposed to taste just like when you were a kid and you had those sour cherry ball candies.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be right up that ballpark there.
You had me at whiskey, so
we're gonna do this one. I have all the fixings for this one. I just don't have it with us, but we're gonna do this other one. And then I was really happy because I came across a flavor journal and Sarah. And the Man of War, and I love, Sarah, the writing on your blog. You call it a blog or just a website, or what do you call it?
Yeah, blogged.
So
Yep.
I like your writing on your blog.
Thank you.
It's you brought you bring the stories to these things to life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, I gotta have her. I was like, because Matt and I'll do this. We'll find this and we'll read the little story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it'd be so much better if Sara just told us this story.
Yeah.
So. So you have just like a snippet of facts behind the Man of War there. Why is it called the Man of War, and where did you get? Yeah. So tell us about the cocktail.
Okay, so the Man of War is it was believed to be originated like in the mid 20th century. I couldn't find a ton of information on exactly who invented it or where it came from or anything like that, but it's named after one of the most winningest, is that a word?
Yep, sure.
Racing horses of all time, Man of War, who actually raced in like I believe it was 1920 to 1921, and he won 20 of 21 races, raced in like right after World War I, but was just like this powerful machine. And they think that this cocktail was kind of created because, of course, Derby cocktails are whiskey based, bourbon based, and so they were like, well, it was created in like the 50s and then named after him because it was, kind of a nod to that whole Derby situation.
Yeah.
But he never raced in the Kentucky Derby.
He never raced in the Derby. Actually, very sad Derby news this week. I don't know if you heard it, but the last year's winner, just all of a sudden, Debbie Downer over here. Sorry.
Yeah, what's going on?
But
man?
It's important, though.
Medina Spirit dropped dead on the racetrack on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Like after our practice.
Yeah,
right.
after we were talking. I do our other show, Animal Talk, all about animals, and we were told we had an episode. We brought in some advocates from Washington D.C. Talking about, and it's really they're really pointing fingers at the trainer in his practices. But anyway, Man of War. He's Seabiscuit is in his downline.
He's the grandfather of Seabiscuit.
Yep. So. Seabiscuit. I just
do me a favor. Don't ever do that again.
So I was trying to make some connections to Detroit City of Champions too, because, but I wasn't finding anything.
It's all good.
So because the first Santa Anita Classic was won by a horse from Detroit called Zukar.
This was in
1935.
1935.
Everything was 1935.
Yep.
So the first Santa Anita Classic was 1935, and it was won by a horse from Detroit. There were 33 other championships won in Detroit that year. So the Lions won, the Tigers won, the Red Wings won the first Stanley Cup.
Right.
Their first Stanley Cup, not the first Stanley, but their first Stanley Cup.
Wow.
So the Lions won the championship. Tigers won the World Series.
That was Joe Lewis was coming on.
Joe Lewis was doing crazy stuff, and I was trying to tie, but I couldn't do it.
It's all good.
But it's all about horses. So I was super excited to talk about Man of War.
Yeah.
And all right, so the cocktail.
War.
Cocktail is it's whiskey based, so we think it leads back to Kentucky. Definitely leads back to Kentucky. Doesn't have to be made in Kentucky.
No.
So Sara, you had a couple of choices when making it. You pick your whiskey. It's there's no particular whiskey that it has to be done with, but you recommended a couple. What were your recommendations for whiskeys?
So there's one that I recommended that's from Kansas City called West Bottoms Whiskey, which Kansas City whiskey is unique in itself, where it's finished with a little bit of sherry. So it kind of makes it like just a little bit different than anything else. But Buffalo Trace, of course, is always one of my favorites. And that's actually, I have one right now and I have Buffalo Trace in it just because I think it's delicious and it's versatile and it like kind of just goes cocktail wise. It's just really friendly with a lot of different flavors.
Yeah. Did you make a Man of War? Do you have one there? Did you mix one up already?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
That's wonderful. We haven't whipped ours up yet. Where's ours still? Ours is still in like that. It's still in the raw mode. It's still it's still a base. It's still a baseline. All right, so we do have Buffalo Trace. You suggested one other bourbon as well, and I was like, oh, it's a coin toss. I don't know which one I want to do. So
I don't know. I think Buffalo Trace is always kind of the winner for me personally.
Yeah. Oh, Four Roses. That was the other one you suggested.
Yeah, and I love Four Roses too, which I think is another
original or small batch.
Original probably for cocktails that have a little bit more to them, if that makes sense. Like
it does.
If they're mixing with a lot more ingredients, but small batch probably if it's more like just a very like straightforward Manhattan or something.
Fair enough.
All right, so and then we have Cointreau, we got Sweet Vermouth, we got fresh squeezed lemon juice, and I actually went and I bought a lemon.
You did? Oh my goodness!
I brought a jar of lemon juice. And I thought I was going to get yelled at.
For bringing it with you?
I know I'm such a stickler for the fresh squeeze. I think citrus wise, especially, it's it makes a big difference.
I brought
whatever. It's back. It works still. So
I brought it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get yelled at. She's like, you're messing up my recipe. She hangs up on us.
Not it.
So I went and I bought an honest to God lemon, just
awesome.
to have it. So I want to do it because fresh is always better. We have a friend, a bartender, Tara, and she's all about the fresh and the organic stuff, and it does make a difference. So I wanted to up the game. I wanted this to be, I'm really hoping it's good because it's 3/4 bourbon. So how can it not be good, right?
Well,
right.
You're not wrong. You're not.
So
wrong.
and then it has a fair amount of the syrup, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of the syrup in there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a different set of headphones, and then
you're going to move over to that, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to listen. Sarah, you're going to guide me through doing this.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So, Sarah, there is a question that Jamie will typically ask somebody when they come on the show. And that question is, Sarah, tell us about your childhood.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a very wonderful childhood, actually.
Excellent.
My parents, I'm from a small town of about 10,000 people. My parents were both middle school teachers and both my teachers because there was only one middle school in my town. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I have no complaints. We had a great childhood growing up.
So what led you down the path to do what you do today? Help me understand that.
So actually, when I was still in high school in that small town that I started working at a restaurant there and really got involved in the hospitality industry starting at that point. And even throughout college, I was I paid my own tuition, all of that kind of stuff. So I was the most lucrative thing I can do to do that would be serving, basically, or bartending.
Okay.
So I kind of just stuck with that forever and ever, and then continued that even after college. And then eventually was I need a creative outlet of something different, that's not just hospitality, essentially. So I started this blog probably about 7 years ago, and then it just I was like, this is actually what I love to do. So kind of, with a lot of hard work, veered off course of hospitality stuff, and then just started doing this full time.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's amazing. Right, I love your website. Your website's really slick too. It's I want to be your website when I grow up.
That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Wow, he's even got the
I brought the big ice cubes.
Yeah, and he's got little square cubed ice cubes.
But I got the small ice cubes because all right, so
all right, here we go.
So you got to I'm gonna do a double. Now here's something you recommended, and I'm gonna break that rule. You recommended making cocktails one at a time. I think you recommended that instead of I'm going to do a double batch so Matt and I can both have a full cocktail because I'm not splitting one with him, and I'm too lazy to make two. So
I'm just going to sit back and watch.
I'm going to double this recipe up. So from what I recall, how do I start with some ice, just cubes in a shaker, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right.
So 4 cubes, not 2. I'm just playing.
Use your feeling.
All right, Smarty Pants, you need to cut up that lemon for me while I'm doing this. All right, and then what's next? The bourbon?
Yep.
It's 2 parts bourbon, so I'm going to do 4.
Yep.
All right, so I have this. What I have here is the top of the shaker. I don't know. I don't know if it's exactly, but I'm just going to use this as 1, whatever it is. This is how I usually make my cocktails at home because I don't fish out a shot glass to have the exact ounce or 2 ounce or whatever. I just use this thing, and I think it's a little heavy. Yeah. I think it's 1.5 or 1.25.
Yep. So for the lemon, is it just a lemon wedge that you squeeze into?
No. It's we'll need a full ounce.
Oh,
because I think it's a half ounce, so we'll need a full.
Yep, yeah. It is. Yep.
Look at me paying attention.
You are paying attention.
But I'm waiting for you to feed me the instructions. All right, so I'm going to pour this bourbon in first. A little bit more for Santa Claus. A little bit more for Santa Claus.
Little bit here, a little bit here. There we go.
Officer, I don't know. It's my aftershave.
Don't worry about that.
So I have to wash my hands after this.
Would you like a nip?
All right, and there's this. That's all right. So we have our bourbon is in there. What comes after the bourbon?
So then we're going to do some of the Cointreau.
Oh, Cointreau. Cointreau is an orange liqueur, yes?
And you can use triple sec if you want. I mean, whatever is easy to find.
Yeah.
I like Cointreau quite a bit. I think it's one of the best for sure.
Yeah. So how much of the Cointreau? A half, right?
Yeah. So 1 ounce total for what you're doing.
So, all right. So, yeah, it's a half, and so I'm going to
do one.
Double it for
Go for it.
Maddie and I. There we are. This is a sticky stuff there. All right. Then, what's after the Cointreau?
Some sweet vermouth.
Sweet vermouth. All right. We got the...
Kochi.
Kochi. I don't know.
I love that stuff. I think it's delicious.
We actually did an episode about vermouth. And,
I was using like some really crappy. I got yelled at. We did an episode and like people were appalled at the vermouth. I'm not even going to say it because
it starts with a G.
Yeah,
that letter.
Some Gallo, I think it was Gallo. Yeah, it was just crappy.
We
so we got yelled at. I just picked this one up from Keikos, our friend Joe Keikos.
I picked up a sweet vermouth. I'll have to bring it in.
Very nice.
Don't remember what.
Very nice. It's very nice.
Very nice.
All right. So how much of the sweet vermouth?
So a half again.
A half. All right.
Or an ounce total for what you're.
Right.
Making.
So, because we are doubling the recipe here.
So So we have 2 cocktails, one for each of us. All right. There's that. Little bit more. All right. After the sweet vermouth,
half of the lemon juice, an ounce of the lemon juice.
All right, so you need to squeeze some of that into that cup. Get a. Let me get you a paper. Oh, just do it on the table. So
doing it on the table.
We can wipe the table, not over your laptop necessarily, but listen to me, bossy boss pants over here.
Is that a full ounce for the lemon juice?
Yeah, we need 1 cup, one of those that little thing full.
Let's see how strong my hands are here.
Can you? Is it coming?
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
All right, we're not gonna be really
let's
naughty
not be 12
about it. Yeah, and there's actually like tools and bar tools that you can use to squeeze the lemon. it's
correct.
Was it Steve Carell? Squeeze. I'm going to squeeze the lemon. All right, so we got our lemon juice, our fresh lemon juice.
Delicious.
Oh,
there you go, dude.
There it is.
1 ounce of.
All right, add it to the mix. Into the mix. Matt's hands in this as well now. All right,
fair enough.
All right, and then
an ounce of cherry juice.
Oh,
here we go. See,
so it's a half ounce, and so I'm adding an ounce, right?
And you think it took a while to do the lemon juice? This is going to take a while because the syrup is so thick. It's going to take a while to pour out of there.
And the damn lid is stuck on.
And that's kind of part of the reason I use so much of it, because it does fall, to the bottom of the glass. So it's kind of like you were talking about, where the cherries are at the bottom of the glass with the ice at the end. Mm-hmm. It's not going to like fully be, because I feel like it'd be a really sweet cocktail if it was like completely mixed into it.
Fair.
But the fact that you've got that residual stuff at the bottom at the end, you're like, that's the extra bonus.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. So that's all in there. Now we, what's next?
Now we stir it with that long bar spoon.
Oh, you got the big spoon. Got to get the big spoon.
That's right. We got to stir a little bit.
So we don't shake it at all. It's just to stir it up.
And, you can totally shake it. It doesn't. I mean, either way you want to do it, whatever you prefer. But
well, because there's we do, the thing is, Sarah, the reason we do the man cave is because we don't know nothing about nothing, and what we try to do is learn. And something that we learned along the way is that if there's juice in it, it's shaken.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we do have lemon juice in this, so this would be a shakeable cocktail. So because I would shake. Because, I was shaking my Manhattan. So what I would do is I would just take like a pack of sugar, like a raw sugar pack, throw it in the shaker with ice and then bitters and then the bourbon. And then I'd shake it to muddle the sugar that way. Mm-hmm. And I got yelled at. That's not how this works at all.
Yeah. Well, and I think with this one, you could kind of do
whatever
I don't
you
know.
want. And that's
but
that's something we've found talking to bourbon makers and distillers and bartenders, and it's like how you should drink something. And the people that are real about it are drink it any way you want.
Just drink
Just whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
How you added this to the Man of War, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and it was kind of this almost, it was created when COVID, we were in lockdown still, but it was like 2 months into lockdown, and we were researching different cocktails, and Man of War popped up. And we were like, what if we, because it uses the simple syrup usually, but we were like, what if we use that cherry juice? Because kind of the same as you guys, it's like, when you're done with the cherries, what do you do with the juice?
Yeah.
And it's delicious, so you might as well use it in something.
Yeah, because the syrup itself, it's used in many cocktails as more of a flavored sugar than anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Totally.
I also saw that it can actually, it's probably ideal over ice cream.
Yeah, I have not tried it yet, but I really want to try that.
Vanilla ice cream with the Luxardo cherry syrup. Oh my goodness! I think my back teeth just tightened up with the sweetness of it.
All right, and so you need so you put the big cube in the cup first.
Yep, and then you'll strain it over the.
So I got the big square cubes.
Yes.
Matt, do you mind if I touch this with my fingers?
No, you're my brother. You're good.
All right. Because it's
There's
like
one.
These aren't quite as big. They're a little melty. It's been a long day.
They'll still do just fine.
Did you leave them in the car all day so they could stay melted?
I did.
We're in Michigan, so it's been chilly today.
It's like 25 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It's like
It was 68 today here. It's been
So Sarah, it was good talking to you. Really appreciate it. 68. Really? Come on.
Get out of here. I don't want that.
yeah.
I know, it's been weird. It's hard to get into the holiday spirit when it's like almost 70 degrees.
Right.
I'm not complaining, but it's just a very interesting time.
I was actually talking to a client of mine. She's like, yeah, we're going to Hawaii for Christmas. I'm like, it was nice knowing you. You'll never come back.
He's never talked to me again.
All right, so now we just pour it over the ice?
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Wow.
Yay.
Look at the bartender go.
This is some good stuff.
All right. And
Wow.
then we gotta garnish it with a couple cherries.
A couple cherries.
All right. Stab them. 2 of them?
I'm going to.
I feel like you've done this before.
I'm going to. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, come on. Get in there. See, I have it.
So,
Beautiful.
and that's there's our fella right there.
Yay.
You're going to have a mashed cherry there, Jamie.
It's all right.
Yeah, so you have to be careful because the syrup is super sticky. So you have to be very, very careful when you are putting it in your glass, over a table, over a laptop. So just be careful.
So I got plenty of paper towels around. All right.
All right, Jamie's gonna sit back down and we're gonna try the Man of War with Sara.
All right, hang on, let me get
You
back
like
to the other
it.
set of headphones. Back to the other side of
There it
the
is.
man cave suite of the Podcast Your Voice studios.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Very kind.
We're-
He's
we're-
adjusting me.
We're consummate professionals. Here. Come on.
Man overboard. My cherries went in. All right, there we go. Matthew.
Sara?
Cheers.
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 There we go. Ooh, wow.
Wow.
Smell
I
it.
smell that.
So the yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
The aroma, you got that fruity.
Yeah. I'm getting that the Cointreau is kind of right on the nose.
So it's the lemon and the Cointreau, the orange and the Cointreau, and then the cherry and the syrup. They're all just singing like a fruit basket. It's it's not just any one of them is overpowering.
No. It's almost like that. It's like that.
It's almost like candy, Sara.
That summer lemonade that you get every once in a while.
This is like big boy candy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Big boy candy. I'll run with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I like
It's
that.
Wow. That is really good. I
I'm
like
so glad
that.
you like it. Well, when I saw some recipes, it called for an ounce and a half of bourbon, and I was like, no way. With all the other stuff that's in it, you
keep it going.
have
Keep
to
it
have
going.
some more
You
bourbon.
got it. Got to get some legs on that. You got to get some legs on that thing.
That's a spicy
yeah,
meatball.
Totally.
It's not spicy. I'm just saying it's just a spicy meatball.
So a flavor journal. That's your full-time gig? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I do. So I do that a lot, but then I do. Technically, I have the title of a food editor for a local social media kind of food-oriented thing too. So pretty much all I do is develop recipes and then do food styling and then photography, of course, for my own blog.
Do you do pairings? Kind of do you do pairings between the food and the cocktails as well?
I do it with wine,
okay.
But I really want to start doing it with cocktails because I think that's such a underrated kind of thing, and it's gonna be really, really fun.
For sure. So what else? Because I found some bourbon recipes on your website. So what are the sorts of things people are going to find on a flavor journal?
I mainly focus on doing small batch recipes in terms of food and cocktails, of course, too. But it's just the two of us, and I'm really bad with leftovers, and I just whatever. So I do a lot of small batch recipes that are a little bit more restaurant quality-ish, since that's what I've done for years and years. And then a lot of those kind of have the wine pairings with them. And then the cocktails, there's a few just traditional ones on there, but then a lot of them are just ones that I kind of make up. I'm like, oh, I think this flavor would be really, really great with this. And then I just kind of do it and
just monkey around with the recipe itself and just make it sure. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Test it a few times and then, make adjustments and then publish it after I'm like, yeah, this is it.
R&D is some of the best stuff that you can do because you're trying stuff, different things, you're putting it together. You know what? That didn't taste all that good.
Right.
So you make a change. It's R&D. It's one of the best things ever.
And then it always kind of sparks other ideas too. You're like, oh, I can just go this other route with this situation, but then as of right now, I'll stick with this and kind of change that.
See, I have a problem with R&D because I'll make something great, but I won't remember what it was the next day.
I know. It's I like copy and paste stuff into a Word document.
Oh, do you?
And then I got a little folder that says Cooking with Jamie. I do. I have a little folder on my desktop that says Cooking with Jamie. And when I get a recipe that I like, I'll copy it into a Word document because I'm never going to find that website again. Or websites come and go.
Fair.
Yep.
And you lose things. And I'm like, this is good. I don't want to lose it. I saved into there. I don't know, Sarah, if you've ever gone down this road, but Christmas is coming. People listen whenever, wherever, however. But we're heading into the Christmas season here as we're recording. And thinking about what to make, we host. My wife is one of 8 kids, and we host. We'll have upwards of 35 people this Christmas. We're bringing it back big time.
Good for you.
So we do dueling turkeys. She'll do one and I'll do one, and we see who does it better, right?
Really?
And normally it's in the ovens, right?
I've known you guys for a very long time. I never knew you.
We've only dueled turkeys twice already. So this will be the 3rd year running.
Who's winning right now?
It depends on who you ask. I call it a draw. She says she's won them both. Right. So I think I think I won both. Okay. But so yeah. Right. But I'm doing, and both have been in the oven. I'm doing my turkey on the grill this year. I'm gonna do my turkey
in a roasting pan
out on the grill. Yeah, you put it in a pan. Yeah.
All right.
It's so yeah. That's have you heard of that, Sarah?
I don't think I've heard of just the grill. My brother did a smoked turkey this year, which was outstanding.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever had one that was just. How are you doing it? Are you just kind of
I found this recipe.
Is it in your Word doc?
It's in Cooking with Jamie now, and it's gonna be in there. So we're gonna give it a whirl. So it's because I got a Weber grill, and it's a gas grill, and this was somebody who specifically does cooking tips for cooking on Webers, and so I was like, oh, this is the model I have. Okay, I can do this, and it looks good because I've done pork butts, and I've done bigger pieces of meat. But the other trick the other tricky part of it is because we're in Michigan, and if it's really cold out, that might impact how much heat can stay in the grill and how. So if it's cold as the dickens, I won't chance it, and I'll just do it in the oven.
Right.
But if it's moderate, if it's above freezing, I'll definitely do it on the grill.
And that's where a smoker differentiates itself, because you can keep it at a constant temperature inside that smoker, even if it's 32 degrees outside or whatever.
Yeah. I'm afraid. I would just be afraid to not win, and I need to win.
Save that for another time.
That's it.
The stakes aren't so high.
All right, so
I am so enjoying this cocktail.
Gosh, I want to slam it and do another one.
Right.
This is dangerous. This is super dangerous. It's yummy. So Sarah, we're gonna. I hope we can impose on you to come back, and we'll like pull a cocktail off of a flavor journal and walk through it together, because I had fun. I hope you did. And I want to thank you for this recipe, because this is going in Cooking with Jamie for
Cheers.
sure.
It's an honor that it's going in Cooking with Jamie. No, thank you guys for trying it. That's awesome. I'm just glad that you like it.
Yeah.
And I would be more than happy to come back. I think we should do just another fun bourbon cocktail, maybe just for the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
As I'm getting to,
all right.
Well, thank you for that. And as I'm getting further down into the cocktail, I'm getting more sweetness out of it too. Because the cherry is making itself known.
Yeah.
The Luxardo cherry that's hanging in the bottom.
Because you said it darkens it up too. I think. I just goodness.
It's getting sweeter and sweeter as the drink goes on. Oh yeah,
Sarah,
I can't wait to have you come back in.
So and tell your man, good on you for suggesting that as well. And it's thank you guys so much. So it's just simply aflavorjournal.com. That's how they can find you and find all these wonderful recipes.
And that's on Facebook as well.
Yes, I am on Facebook, just a flavor journal, and Instagram and all of that.
Sweet.
Just a flavor journal. Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. All right, so we will do it again. Everybody who's joined the party and rode along this long, thank you for being with us. Get in there, like, subscribe, leave a comment down on the podcast app. If you scroll down slightly, you will find yourself a link directly to a flavor journal and the Man of War cocktail recipe in particular.
Correct.
And Matt and I are going to enjoy the rest of this. And I don't know, I got a distinct feeling I might be making another one.
That's the biggest compliment ever.
That is it. Matt, cheers. Sarah,
cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers, Sarah.